formula for your success?
I always say Allah program because that drives me, and the reason for that is normally when India is divided by languages, but unified by a spirit, and I wanted to bring that spirit in the US when I performed in New York. It was for Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and so for the first few songs we saw people kind of feeling uncomfortable, but then after that they understood the whole spirit, I guess. And the next time when we went, they were prepared for that. SPP Saab came and he was singing in Hindi, and then he would switch to Tamil, he switched to Telugu. In the US, it's not, it's a mixed audience, and it was an instinctive idea which came, and then it worked out.
We've seen you. Is Rahman in concert as compared to in his studio? How different are you?
The concert, before going on stage, it's very, very different. But once you're on stage, and once you see that, you feel the energy and love, that gives you incredible strength. And in fact, that drives me through the whole concert. We used to do 4.5-hour concerts. Now we just cut down and made it all very precise, so we don't waste people's time. We just do 2.5 hours.
Come on, you can never waste anyone's time. Your humility personified. But do you switch yourself on and off before going on a concert? Or you just let yourself be and go with the flow?
I think it's the first one which rehearsed for a couple of months, and we have the first concert. That nervousness, and it's not about the music, it's about everything coming together. It's a whole teamwork thing. The fireworks and the mic and the speakers and the lights and singing in tune and all that stuff, all was coming together. Once it does, it's magic.
I'm sure, because we can feel your magic, whether you're singing, composing, or even just plain sitting and watching us. I can feel the Rahman magic, We all have fears. We all have insecurities. Does failure make you get scared? Do you get jolted by failure? What's the thought in your head?
When failure comes due to non-preparation or lack of work, lack of proper, then you feel guilty. But when failure comes due to destiny, when you intend something very good, then you have to leave it on destiny. It was meant to be like that. But it's rare. And when you really work hard, and there is definitely blessing, and we have so much of love from people.
Wow. And the fact that you learn so much from people shows people's passion in your music. When you create music, we feel we are creating music. Right or wrong? Right, guys? Let's hear it for Rahman, sir. I love the humility, sir. I love it. When you compose music, what goes on in your head, sir? Just the moment. What's on in your head?
Don't think like that. Because when you are in the zone, it naturally comes in. And when it doesn't, I don't work. I just go out with my kids.
We've heard stories about how people, offer you huge amounts of money. I've never seen money in my life, so I don't know. But they offer huge amounts of money and say, Rahman, please come and do a concert for us. And you say no. That's what we've heard. Then why suddenly this whole road tour?
This requires a lot of our energies. And when you're scoring a movie, or when you're in a real creative process, writing a score and something else, you don't want to mess around with that, and you want to be focused on that. And so many times I've refused concerts, but Right now, I've finished a couple of movies. It's doing successfully, and I need money for my school.
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of it. You're not like one of me who's living on borrowed jackets. But, I like one thing about you, and I say this on a very humane level. Okay, it's very humane. When you're on TV or whether anywhere you are, my mother noticed this. She said, Rahman, ivlo humble arka, ivlo rooted arka, avan mari ire. Which means, my mother said, Siddharth, with success you should be like Rahman because he's so humble, he's so rooted. Honestly, you work with the world. You've joined hands with Barack Obama's, Pussycat Dolls, Oprah Winfrey's. How do you remain so humble? Because that's the instruction my mother's given. Follow Rahman's humbleness.
I'll do one thing. I'll come and take a lesson from you. How to be not humble. Maybe I should learn.
I can give you a lot of lessons on that.
Tomorrow.
But tell me, how do you remain rooted with this kind of a claim?
I think any true artist, there are two sides of them. There's one which is the creative ego. Because without creative ego, you can never make your work the best. But your personal ego has to be constantly, you're in war with your personal ego. And if you do that, then your work shines and you progress in life. Because tomorrow, you don't know whether you're going to deliver something tomorrow or you're going to be flat on the ground. So when you think of that, you automatically become humble.
Does your family give you a reality check?
Sorry?
Does your family give you a reality check?
I think my family is a reflection of me in a way. And I'm a reflection of them. It's both complementing each other.
Wow.
I don't see it. I never saw it from the beginning. The day I felt that everybody's equal, I started shining. And that's, in a way, I think that's what reflects in my music sometimes. And I don't limit that these people can only understand this music. Let's do only this. I don't do that very often. I take it for granted that they will get to there or they will know that. And if you give it to them, they would like something. So that reflects on my music too.
So when you did your first international Hollywood big film, were you as nervous as any of your Indian films? Or more nervous?
No. Because it was an Indian movie. And the one which I did, Hollywood movie, which is Couples Retreat, I was completely in a Hollywood studio environment. Corporates and Sony studios and scoring in one of the world's best scoring stage. But then I think the success of the Oscars and everything, gave that respect to me, so I could scrape through.
You have to promise me one thing. When I come to Chennai next, can I just touch the Oscar trophy once? I'd click a picture with it, so, that's my dream, to hold Rahman's Oscar trophy once. May I? Please? You guys are so possessive, man. Huh? Who wants to hold the Oscar trophy? God, I've got to fight with these guys now. So, there's this new generation craze which I have noticed, being in the radio and television business myself, which is for electronic dance music. What's your take on this? This whole new generation electronic dance music, like they call it.
I like it and I dislike it, both. Because I like it because it gives a kind of energy, but I dislike it because it makes every music into sound the same, and everybody sounds the same. And because the music is such a vast ocean, and we should explore that. And when this happens, everything becomes four on the floor, and becomes less challenging, I would say.
I heard somewhere from your close sources, being the James Bond that I am, they said you got yourself a software and it took you across the country just for you, Rahman. So what would you like to tell them?
Love you too. And, your love keeps me going. God bless you.
Wonderful. We love you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, We have another guest who's going to join us. From Tech Front, I'd like to call on stage the tech guru, ladies and gentlemen, MS Muralidharan. Sir, can we please have you on stage? Round of applause for him. Hello, sir. How are you? Looking very dapper. I'd request you take your seat. So how does my drawing room look like, sir? Comfortable?